Hello there, and welcome to today's episode of the Easy EdTech Podcast. My name is Monica Burns, and I am so glad that you're here to join me today. If you want to make the most of education technology, aka EdTech, well, you are in the right place. My goal has always been to help make EdTech easier and give you ideas you can try yourself, share with a colleague, or bookmark for later in the school year. Every Tuesday here on the Easy EdTech Podcast, you'll hear stories from my time in the classroom, the work I do now with schools and districts, and my travels to different EdTech events. Get ready for solo episodes where I share some quick tips and stories, and interviews full of practical ideas and stories from new guests each month. If we mention something you'd like to check out, make sure to click the link. You'll find it in the episode description or the summary area where you're listening to this podcast, or you can find every episode and all of the resources we mention by going to classtechtips.com/podcast, or by going to classtechtips.com and just clicking on the Easy EdTech Podcast button at the top of the page. This episode is sponsored by my Amazon storefront. I've pulled together more than a dozen lists of my favorite gifts, books, and spring cleaning items for educators. My collections on Amazon make it easy to find all of my books written by Easy EdTech Podcast guests, and so much more. Use the link classtechtips.com/Amazon to go straight to my Amazon storefront. That's classtechtips.com/Amazon. Today, I have a seasonal episode for you. I don't do this super often. Sometimes I'll do something summer or spring or winter related, but I thought it would be fun today with Valentine's Day, just a few weeks away, to do an episode with activities not exactly Valentine's Day related. There's a big connection, but definitely ones you could use to promote kindness any time of the year. Valentine's Day is just kind of our entry point for this conversation since it is around the corner. Now, I love sharing seasonal content on my blog. And if you're on the blog, you know there's that search bar at the top. You could search for Thanksgiving. You could search for summer. You could search for all sorts of things. And there's special moments that happen throughout the year. They're popped on our calendar and we revisit them year by year. And Valentine's Day is a funny one, right? This is one where you might do a hard pass and a stay away, or you might decide instead that you want to kind of take advantage of the seasonal connection and do something related to promoting kindness. So in today's episode, I have a handful of activities that you could put into your lessons, whether you teach younger students or older ones or support students by working with their teachers to help them gather ideas, no matter what your role might be, right? These seasonal activities are ones you can tailor to a wide range of groups and make some academic or content area connections to. Lots of directions to take these activities. Now, of course, you'll hear me as I go through these 5 activities I have for you, make connections to a few favorite EdTech tools. But of course, you could go in a very different direction, choose another tool that's already in your tool belt that helps accomplish the same thing. So seasonal activities like these, great for building connections while reinforcing some academic skills. Let's get into this list of fun Valentine classroom activities that can help you promote kindness really any time of the year. Even if an activity might feel a little holiday themed or a little fluffy on the surface, it's a great way to get kids hooked, to get them bought into something new that you're doing and having an academic connection at the same time. So I've put together a handful of ideas that you can tweak and tailor to the group of students you are supporting. And first on the list is to write a thank you note. Now, you can do a thank you note activity without ever mentioning Valentine's Day, and you can do it any month of the year. Definitely doesn't have to be February, but if you're looking to make a seasonal connection, this is a great one. You can have students write a thank you note to someone who has helped them out this school year. It's a simple but heartfelt activity that encourages gratitude and reflection. You could use a template in a tool like Adobe Express or Canva. You can search right at the top of both of those tools. I've done some work with the Adobe Express team, so that's always a favorite, but Canva would let you do this too. And you can encourage students to make something that might feel more tangible, something that they could create digitally and maybe email or share in a digital format to someone, or something they could print out, which is one of the reasons I like both of those tools. You can create something that you can export as a JPEG, PNG, or PDF file, and then distribute it or hand it to someone, maybe not on Valentine's Day, but at the end of a month. Maybe you even make this a monthly routine to choose one person to write a thank you note, and your students then by the end of the year have written almost a dozen thank yous, and maybe they'll build this into their regular practice. Next up is a collaborative favorites. Now, this is an opportunity for students to gather favorite things in a shared space. You could use a tool like Google Slides or Book Creator. I love Book Creator. I've done some work with their team. You might have seen some of the books I've created for them. It's a go-to, but Google Slides or PowerPoint or Keynote would work well too if you turn on the collaboration feature. And you can make a collaborative presentation, slide deck, ebook, and students can share their favorite fill in the blank, right? That's where you can make an academic connection. Maybe it's favorite books or favorite authors, favorite reading recommendations with the theme books we love, or maybe it's something else, right? Maybe it's related to their favorite way to tackle a math problem, right? Or their favorite type of rock if you're in an earth science classroom, right? So lots of ways that you can make an academic connection while leaning into those kind of favorite things. A connection to Valentine's Day. Number 3 is a love-themed writing prompts, and not the kind of like gushy Valentine's Day love necessarily, but you might provide a series of prompts for students to choose from for a writing activity where they talk about things that are important to them, things that they love. You might want to check out a blog post I did recently, or kind of like the first half of this school year, on writing activities that don't use AI, and use one of the ideas on my list. That one has full of some favorite writing prompt generators, or you could try just one of these quick 3. You might do places I would love to travel to, foods that I love, what I love about our school. So you can give a sentence starter for students to fill in, sharing, whatever expectations important to you in terms of how much they might write or what vocabulary they might include. And this is a great way to get kids writing about something that's important to them and makes that connection to Valentine's Day too. Number 4 on the list is a kindness collection. You can start a digital space for students to collect kind acts that they've done or received. You might carve out a few minutes, each week leading up to Valentine's Day, or each day leading up to Valentine's Day if you're doing this in an abbreviated period of time. So students can post in a collaborative space, maybe something like Padlet or Wakelet, or even giving each of them their own slide in a presentation deck, and they can share things that they've done that have been kind, or things that have happened to them, right, that have been kind, or maybe something they witnessed happen to a classmate. So this kindness collection is a great way to make an act that might seem fleeting a little bit more lasting and ready to celebrate. Now, number 5 on our list is all about data. And so first we talked about writing thank you notes, then collaborative favorites, then love-themed writing prompts, and our kindness collection. This 5th one, all about data we love. So ask students to collect or find data related to a topic they love. This could include sports scores or weather data for a favorite place, you name it, something that they are passionate about. Kind of a little known fact, my husband has a degree in meteorology. He was on air as a meteorologist for a little bit too before he pivoted into his current career. And weather data is something we talk about a lot in our house, right? So listen in to what students are talking about, help them make a data connection, and they can collect or find data related to a topic they love. So they can interact with this data in different ways that are related to your content goals. Maybe they're going to write about it, that data, if your goals are more ELA connected, or maybe they'll create a bar graph or find the mean of a data set, right? If you're in a math environment. So plenty of ways to use data we love and make that Valentine's Day a connection for a group of students. So this is a time of year, right? Just about 2 weeks away from when you're listening to this episode, where you might decide to combine learning with a fun kind of Valentine's Day twist, right? Or that kindness twist that you could really bring into any time of the school year, whether you're focused on some math data challenges, writing prompts, collaborative projects. These activities can definitely help you add a seasonal spin to the month of February. So let's make this EdTech easy with a few key points from today's episode. Boost engagement and reinforce skills with Valentine's Day themed lessons. Customize activities to fit your subject area and student age group. Prioritize connection by using these activities to build classroom community. Explore diverse activities such as collaborative projects, writing prompts, data collection, or kindness initiatives. Remember, you can find the show notes and full list of resources from today's episode by heading to easyedtechpodcast.com. This episode is sponsored by my Amazon storefront. I've pulled together more than a dozen lists of my favorite gifts, books, and spring cleaning items for educators. My collections on Amazon make it easy to find all of my books written by Easy EdTech Podcast guests, and so much more. Use the link classtechtips.com/Amazon to go straight to my Amazon storefront. That's classtechtips.com/Amazon. Thank you for listening to this new episode of the Easy EdTech Podcast. I love creating new episodes for you each week, but I could use a bit of help spreading the word about the podcast. Can you leave a rating or review on your favorite podcast app? Spotify will let you tap on the stars, and Apple Podcasts will let you tap on the stars and leave a 1 or 2 sentence review. Thank you so much for taking this extra step. It helps other educators find episodes like this one when they're searching for EdTech